Hello, so I just want to do an overview because there was something that I said I was going to talk about, which was Market Watch and the news. So this is going to be a kind of conclusion and an overview. Uh, okay, marketwatch.com. So this is an overview of and the trading day, the divisions of the trading day. You can see in the morning there, the morning is generally where most of the volume happens. So if you look at the bottom, September the 10th, 11th, 12th, just above there, there's those green and red spikes up and down. That's the volume. So that's how many shares are trading. And obviously it corresponds to the time frame of the candles. So obviously it's September the 13th, first candle there. There was, 1 million shares traded. Oh, that wasn't the first candle. But anyway, you can see that in the morning generally there's a lot of volume. Obviously in the evening as well, on this stock there's been spikes of volume. September the 12th, the end of, but you can see it kind of during the middle of the day it goes down, and then it's kind of average for the rest of the day. So that's the division of the trading day. But it doesn't mean the stocks, they all move differently. That's the other thing. It's like just because it's morning, just because it's 10:30 or 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 2:30, doesn't mean there aren't stocks out there to take. So at the start of the trading day, okay, it's 2 p.m. You got pre-market. So 2 p.m. is pre-market. So if I go to the 3-minute chart there, at 2 p.m., which is in America is 9 a.m. You see, it says 10 a.m. there. 9:30 a.m. Over here in the UK, it's 2 a.m. and then 10 a.m. is 10 a.m. is 3 p.m. over here. So pre-market, this stock didn't have anything going on, but you see so pre-market 9 o'clock to 9:30. Looking at Market Watch, I'm looking at this other website to see what's going on. So I'm looking at the main market. So I'm going to the home screen here. I'm looking at the home, and I'm looking at the SPY as well. So I'll show you doing the SPY. So when pre-market's going on, I'll have a look. That map won't. It might be pre-market. It'll be a little bit of colour there, but if you look at Market Watch, it'll talk about futures. Okay, so you want to have a look at this. So I'll be looking at this futures, and that's what people are predicting for the future of the market for that day. S&P 500, Nasdaq, Russell, they're red, so it's looking like it's going to be a bad day. I don't know when these figures are from exactly, or too much about how this works, but you can see that in the morning at pre-market, if I was looking at this in the morning, I'd say, okay, it looks like it's going to be a bad day, or they're all red. And they're the main ETFs. The Russell 2000 is a small cap stocks. That's the type of the stocks that we're trading, which are $0 to $20. The Nasdaq 100 there, that's the top 100 companies on the Nasdaq. The S&P 500, that's the top 500 companies in the United States. See, this is moving now, so I'm not quite sure how this works, but you'll see on Market Watch in the morning it'll tell you. This is why I wouldn't necessarily. Tend to look at this screen here in the morning, but Market Watch tells you. So let me go to Market Watch now. So marketwatch.com. So at 2 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. I'm looking through this. Okay. Say for example it's 2:30 p.m. right now. Okay. So the Dow and the S&P 500 is down 0.07%, which is not too much, So it's kind of flat. And the Nasdaq's down 0.22%, but it's not much either. So it's kind of just a little bit down. But the Dow, which is the top industrial companies, it's all like the huge industrial companies that it's an ETF, the Dow. So related to the Dow is the top industrial companies, and S&P 500 is the top 500 companies. Nasdaq is just the stocks are on Nasdaq. But anyway, you want to have a look. It'll say the futures. It'll talk about futures somewhere around here. I mean, I don't know when this news is from, but with this, you get a feel for the market, what's going on. You get a feel. Okay, the markets all seem to be up. They all seem to be down. You can also look at Bloomberg Live on YouTube, which is they'll talk about the markets as well, being what it's looking like for the day. I didn't go to the SPY. I'll do that in a second, then I'll finish the video because I'm knackered now. But latest news, Saudi oil attack is a big deal that could be a game changer in stock markets and crude prices. So obviously, oil there is going to be possibly heading into some tumultuous times. So that's just something that you might think about. Saudi attack, Democratic candidates, blah blah. Things are looking up for the economy, but you can't get too cozy in the Trump era. Always doomsday people there, and always non-doomsday people there. But this is the big face of the markets. For example, if you had I don't know what happened in 9/11 in 2001, but anyway, you can just pick up little things from here. You get a feel for it. You get a feel for the atmosphere of in America, basically, and the feeling for the stock market. If they'll tell you about important figures that come out, they have these Fed rate things that come out occasionally. I don't know what they are exactly, but if the American government are going to release numbers, certain critical numbers about, interest rates or whatever, then they'll say it on here, it's going to be released today, these figures, and what time they're going to be released, and it could cause movement in the market, But again, these are the big ones, and you are trading the individual stocks. So I don't want to go too, I don't know what I'm talking about really sometimes, but all I want to do is make money. That's the ultimate goal. So I only need to know enough that, the charts are the main thing. The price action on the individual charts. Most of the time as well, I might not find a stock in the morning. I might have to wait two hours after the market opens to be looking for them. So I'll use this screen. I'll go to this screener, and I'll just start looking and looking and looking until I find something. That's coming down to $15. It looks like it might bounce off it. Looking at it a little bit more. Actually no, it's not. It doesn't look that good after all. Move on to the next one. There's so many stocks to look at, and I can go through all those 13 pages. And also, as the day goes on, you can look at the 5-minute charts. Obviously, at the start of the day, when you try and look at these 5-minute previews of the charts, there's nothing there. They're all blank because they're all at 9 a.m. So these are 5-minute charts, and that's obviously from the start of the trading day to the end of the trading day, all that action. But obviously, when it gets to about 11 a.m., 12 a.m., 1 p.m., 2 p.m., you're looking at the charts, and the day's not finished. And you might be lucky enough to see something that is worth taking. And you might be lucky enough. If you look, you will find. There's always that NYCB I was talking about. VER, it went down to the bottom, bounced off 950, and it never went below 950. That could have possibly been predicted, I don't know, without looking into it. Anyway, that's that. So I'm doing that all day. It's pretty laborious, but I mean, it's very exciting. You know. So the SPY. So I'll just show you this. So I can look for now. I can look for tomorrow. I can do my little bit of research on the SPY now for tomorrow, Monday trading day. So this is good, you know. I can see that it's up at a high level, and it's up at a resistance level, because this is in. You can see that right now. This is the daily chart. Look where we are, and it's 300. This is the highest the stock market's ever been, ever. And it's right up at the top, you know. Is it going to break that 300 and just keep heading up? Because if it does, if it starts going up to 305, you know, it could be an amazing week for the markets. Or it might just hang around up there at 300 all week, or it might drop down to 295, you know, and bounce off 295. But you know, this is so good because this is giving me an information now that it's at a critical point. So at the start of the day, I want to be keeping an eye on this market, see whether it goes up or down. And it's at 300, so it's a very round number, you know, very round number. I can see if I go weekly here, you can see that it's at the top there. Is it going to break out above it or not? I don't know. But you look at the individual day as well. You know, you look at how volatile you think it might be. I mean, it's at a volatile spot. You know, it's at a spot where it could be volatile, but it might not be again. But anyway, I'm going to finish this video now because this has just gone on too long. But I hope you've got something out of that. And yeah, watch this space.